Hello, Taurus, and thank you for being here to listen to the full moon in Taurus uh, oracle reading. I appreciate you being here. This is for that full moon in your sign on November 5th. I feel there is a really strong energy coming through with this full moon. I definitely feel there are going to be, I just feel like the wind coming through, and it's like kind of how it takes a whirlwind of dead leaves off the trees right before, as we're in that fall season heading into the winter months, that sort of thing, where it kind of like takes that all away, clears that away. I feel like this is what this full moon feels like to me, that's coming through as I'm tapping in to do this reading for your sign. So this isn't for everybody. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. I'm going to pull the first few cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck. So we're going to see what energies want to show up for you. Let's see, for Taurus, for the full moon in Taurus. First card up is the end of a tough cycle approaches. Very interesting, because I kind of felt like these cards were, like very resistant, very resistant to popping out for some reason. But so I feel like there could have been, or there is, during the completion or during the beginning of this full moon in Taurus, where this can be where you're seeing the end of a tough cycle or situation. And that's what I was feeling with that wind coming in and pulling away all those dead leaves that, it was just time for them to go, to fall to the ground, turn into mulch, nurture cycle of life, so to speak, is how I'm feeling. The next card that shows up is your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon in. It doesn't say in. It says first quarter moon, bottom of the deck. Emotions are running high. So this could be like a catalyst point. Things coming to a head. It gives me that sort of energy, but it does make me feel there is the ending of this. Like there is no repeating a cycle. It does feel like there is a significant cycle of something that is closing out, and it's just falling away, dissipating, like I said, with the tree and the leaves. And there's a new start is coming, new moon. So with the first quarter moon and the new moon, it's like the end of this tough cycle is by letting that cycle go, right? And then this new quarter moon with that new moon that says a new start is coming, like this is allowing a brand new cycle to begin. And what do you want that cycle to look like? Bottom of the deck, you are very close to achieving your goal. So this is about to manifest into, I feel, well, again, we all have free will, and every choice and decision we make alters the path we go down, right? The life that we experience. I'm just feeling like this is closing out, recognizing the red flags, taking the lessons learned, moving forward with knowledge and wisdom, knowing better, right? Confidence is your key to success. Like this is knowing. This is that really strong knowing, having the confidence to blaze a new trail, to create a new future, right? To write a new chapter, to write a new book. Bottom of the deck is, oops, sorry. Adjustments are required. You can't even see it on camera. Sorry. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Third quarter talks about closing out. That's, when we talk about first, second, third quarter, right? This is third quarter. This is where that end of it is, like, this is completing something out. This is closing out a cycle, is what I'm feeling. And I keep feeling that energy of it being a pretty decent sized cycle. Like this could have been a 10-year, 20-year, could have been for some of you a lifelong cycle or pattern, something like that, that just wasn't serving you well, or kept you going in a repetitive cycle, right? Over and over, same situation, different characters, that sort of energy. First card that shows up to clarify that a tough cycle approaches is harmonized life. And this is like, I love the energies because they feel like they go together, right? That does seem like a peachy kind of pink, and that's in here as well. These are two totally different decks, not even the same author. So I do feel like this is where you're ending that cycle where things were not harmonized. There was not peace. And again, this could be something that's for some people been through their whole life. Like, if they were raised around a lot of chaos and, uh, that sort of energy, drama, conflicts, that sort of thing. It's kind of like they grew up thinking that that was a normal or that was an acceptable or something like that. And, ultimately ended up in repetitive cycles or connections where that behavior or that kind of stuff was part of the norm, say it like that. I feel like that is how it's showing up or feeling to me, anyways. Like somebody is really closing out a very old, harmful, like toxic cycle, right? That they may not have even recognized they were in until all of a sudden one day they're like, no, I don't want this. I don't have to have this. The next card that comes up, love unites, right? So this is like bringing in that happy, healthy, loving, nurturing, that energy that grows, that evolves, that is authentic, that is pure, right? Welcome the change. And I'm seeing the new beginning, like I said, that's popping out right over there. So I do feel like, there is something fresh and new. Like I get this, feeling of just writing a new chapter, writing a new life. It's like I'm writing my future and it looks nothing. Like you don't even see remnants of the past in this new cycle, this new chapter is how I'm feeling with whatever this is. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. What other energies want to show up that want to give clarity to this? A new start is coming. Coming. First card up, positive attitude. Look at this. There's somebody right at that portal, at that threshold. Like this is somebody who's letting go of the past. They're walking, their back is to the past. They're walking towards a future, which is so bright and light and happy. You can, the positive energy is here. I'm associating the color red with the Leo energy because that is a fire sign energy, can be Aries energy I'm feeling as well, where you're taking action, making things happen. Bottom of the deck, anointed with love. So this is just really like, emerging into something I feel, it feels like very peaceful. It feels like very nurturing and soft and loving. So very good energy I'm feeling with this. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. I am seeing it's popping out to me again. The adjustments are required. So again, that can be with external situations. It can be with internal situations like fears, doubts, insecurity. Be mindful of that because it was popping up. And treasure of abundance is the next card. Right, this feels to me like coming out of a very dark time, which we could see with the tough cycle is ending. Coming out of a very, tough cycle. I feel like it was a dark cycle, like one filled with a lot of challenges, or feeling like you were taking one step forward and three steps back, or just a lot of turbulence, it feels like to me. And I feel like this is what you're coming out of that cycle. And look, bask in nature, and you see that beautiful energy. I know you could see it, right? I know what I'm saying is she, because that's what's showing up on the card, but no tarot and gender. This is a person who's opening their arms to the blessings, to the sun, to the warmth of, like I said, happiness, joy, nurturing, the beauty of life. It feels very powerful. This energy does. So let's keep going. Let's pull a couple from, this is the Moonology manifestation deck. Let's look at what's manifesting through all of this energy of the full moon. And the first card that pops up is full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. Right? This is letting that go. And it's interesting because I don't know who's reading, but I know in another reading, I was talking to someone, it may have been Cancer. So if you have any, planets in the sign of Cancer, you can go listen to their reading as well. But I was talking about protecting, like, the crabs protect themselves by going back in their shells, right? This says let your fears dissolve. This crab's not going in their shell, they're facing their fear. Like they could be having fear and, taking action anyway. And that's what I'm getting, like coming out of your shell, letting your, facing your fears and letting those fears dissolve. This is exactly what's showing up. Take a reality check, full moon in Capricorn. I feel like this is something to do, that Capricorn energy is like, when it's full moons are about releasing. And I feel when I was feeling the energy of the Capricorn, it gave me that vibe of there's something you've invested a lot of time, energy, and effort on, maybe trying to make it work, trying to hold things together or make things happen. And I just feel like it was work, 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 and never the reward at the end of it or the value, of something. It feels like the reward wasn't in alignment with the work that was put into it. Then we have first quarter moon in Leo. There's a lot of Leo showing up in your energy. Um, and this is talking about be humble. It's first quarter moon in Leo. So this is that energy, having the strength, having the confidence, having the courage, right? Um, but not necessarily having to roar, right? It gives me that feeling of like enjoying this success or this victory or these achievements, keeping it more to yourself, because I kind of feel like there was something around that you're leaving behind. Could have even been, an idea of sharing these things, or I don't know what it was, but I feel like there's something about this that says you're doing something differently. Step into your power, more fire energy. So you do have a lot of fire energy out here. First quarter moon in Aries, step into your power, right? And I did pick that up when I said that I was feeling that energy from the Leo over there, and then I was feeling Aries with this, and now you have Leo again and Aries again, and you also have Aries up here too. So this is about the action. It's like I'm taking action that is, bringing about more positive things versus chaos, conflict, drama. Like just not very good energy, but I do feel like you're not like, throwing this up. I don't feel, I just feel like it's you being your own best cheerleader. So next card that comes up is Know You Are Loved, new moon in Libra. I just did readings for the new moon in Libra. You can go back. I do have a playlist just for your sign. You can go back and see what that message was about for, there's a November monthly back there, and there is the new moon in Libra, which was not too long ago, less than 2 weeks ago, where you can look at the energy from that. But this is talking about, I feel during that new moon in Libra was when you were really planting that seed, nurturing that thought, that idea, that desire, moving forward, some sort of a plan to bring balance into your life. That's how I'm feeling with this. Attuned to the divine, new moon in Pisces, so you could really be trusting your intuition right now, very heightened intuition. I feel like you've also like I feel like you've seen something. Hidden enemies is the word, that kind of is popping out to me. That is also Pisces energy, or things that were hidden you could have been really tapped into and seeing in a different way, in a different light, like something about your intuition tapped into some stuff. So this treasure of abundance is talking about take a reality check, and this card already showed up for you. So that's very interesting, because I'm feeling the energy with that is where this is where you recognize maybe where, I feel like you do better in life. Take that how it resonates or where it resonates with you, right? Like maybe if you work at a certain job, like you feel like life goes better, or in a certain location, or something like that. But I feel like you're looking at the times in your life where you found balance, and I'm also feeling you're looking at the things that were connected to you during that time versus where you are right now. Bottom of the deck, assess the situation. First quarter moon in Virgo. Yeah, this is where you're looking at things that alter and change and have some sort of impact on your physical realm, your money, your finances, your resources, your own stability, right? That is the sort of energy. So we're going to be pulling up some messages now. We're going to see what pops out from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. Let's see what energies want to show up for Taurus for this full moon in Taurus. First card that's popping up is balance. Like I've seen this all over this reading. This is just an energy, like all this Libra energy, right? It's just wanting balance restored, mind, body, spirit. Someone has the high hopes. They believe they can achieve this. I don't feel they see it coming. Yeah, look, dreams. I feel like they kind of like losing hope or feeling like they're losing hope in their dreams, but the energy is showing up saying, no, be patient. This is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a better view. This is about having patience. Something is manifesting into the physical. It's just taken more time. Could have even been, something where it's something to do with the timing, but I'm also feeling something that you were not ready to let go of. So, first, look, I said it. I don't know if you heard it pop, but there it is. Surrender, right? This is where you surrendered and went through the transformation. You see all the butterflies, right? You were finally ready to let something go. Like, yeah, you set your intention, right, to let something go, surrender an energy that I feel like was an old cycle, whatever that old cycle represents for you. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. Now let's keep pulling a couple more. So this balance is being restored as you surrender, go through this transformation, be the catalyst, the driving force for this change. First card that wanted to show up, you had two. Yep, like I said, go through the transformation, the transition. We are in Scorpio season right now, so that is all about, things coming to the light, secrets being exposed, going through a transformation, endings of things, that sort of thing. And there's that playfulness energy. So this is like taking your power back, right? I almost get the feeling like too, right? Like, I don't know, something is telling me that, like, I'm feeling like don't play with me, right? Because I don't know why I feel that, but I feel somebody who's going through this transformation, right? Like because a lot of times people can charm you through their quick wit and this, that, and the third thing. This is not showing me that. This is like, don't play with me. I hold power. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness sort of energy. So it's very interesting to feel that energy, but I feel like someone has surrendered to the transformation and the transition and this change, this completing out an old cycle, absolutely, and release. They're ready to let it go. They'll come back out of this. They'll come out of this transformation. They'll be ready to be out there having fun and living, loving, laughing, doing all of that stuff. But right now, it's like right now, I can't be played with because I'm in the process of going through a transformation, releasing things that no longer serving, evolving and developing that, more mature knowledge, wisdom, whatever this is for you. So Taurus, very interesting and very powerful energy showing up. I hope this reading serves you well. Please leave me a comment and let me know if this resonates with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you love and light.